Hey, what's up, guys? Lou here, and I was gonna make this video a movie review for a Netflix film that just popped up. I don't think it's a Netflix original, but it was interesting because it starred Pedro Pascal, and you know, I figure what the heck, it's sci-fi-ish. It's got the actor from the Mandalorian in it, so why not? But upon doing a little research uh, on the film, I just typed in the actor's name. A bunch of stuff popped up. I seen stuff on my YouTube feed. Obviously, I'm a Star Wars fan, so I get a lot of podcasts and stuff. And this is pretty interesting and annoying. And I feel like I shouldn't have to address stuff like this, but you know, I feel like someone has to say something because it's like ridiculous, And everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but damn, you know. So anyway, uh, with recent politics being in the spotlight right now with the election. Finally, that's all solved, so that's pretty good. But yeah, so like I said, this is America. People are going to talk. People are going to post whatever on whatever social media platform they have. So Pedro Pascal, uh, it was like a comment slash montage of a bunch of negative groups in the history of time, and pretty much on that side, it was like their icon and insults. And the last one were like Trump supporters, pretty much losers. It was like losers, like comma, and a MAGA hat or something. And like this is in the same column with Nazis. Comma losers. So now there's like two or three videos. I think from the same user, maybe different users. I wasn't really paying attention, but yeah, they're like demonizing the actor Pedro Pascal, saying, "Oh, well, that's it for Disney," and the Mandalorian, they just ruined it. He just ruined it. He pretty much insulted millions and millions of Star Wars fans, calling them losers. Really, I'm like, I highly doubt the majority of all Star Wars fans are Trump supporters. It doesn't make sense. So the whole argument is irrelevant. And I'm like, okay, let's back it up a little bit. This is America, right? We have rights here. We could talk. See what I'm doing right now? I'm voicing my opinion, just like you guys are. Um, yeah. Why is it that if someone says something about a certain group of people, especially a political group, it's like World War III? Maybe it's like because like things are sensitive right now, but geez, relax. Let me give you an example. Okay, you guys know what insult comics are. Dave Chappelle. All right. Let's say he's just getting done doing his set. Is he gonna like go back on stage and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm sorry if I insulted anyone. Forgive me." What? That kind of blows the whole you know structure of his act. That's what I'm saying about this. If someone has an opinion, you know, about, I mean, like, it just doesn't make any sense why you would just come after that one. I mean, yeah, you could talk about it, you could be highly upset about it, but don't, you know, make it something bigger than it already is, because it's not. All right, it's an actor voicing his opinion. That's all it is. If we went after every actor about every little thing, I'm talking every. Not, I'm talking about big stuff. I'm talking about like little things, like what they said about someone on Facebook or something. That's just ridiculous. That means the fact that you have to single something like that out means you have no time on your hands. I mean, and another thing, how many times has Trump supporters, called out Democrats for being, communists or Marxists or whatever? It's like, okay, I mean, or like there's gonna be like 50 million people, saying, "Oh, well, that's it. The Republican Party, they just, wrote their ticket out of history." No, they're also voicing their opinion too. It's probably not a good one, but like I said, This is the name of the game right now. You can't be, insulted that easy. You kind of have to have tough skin. I'm not saying it's right, but you know, this being the country it is, you could do that stuff, and it has nothing to do with a TV show or the legacy of Star Wars or insulting fans. Because come on, let's be honest here. I'm a Star Wars fan, and I'm definitely not a Republican or a Trump fan for that matter. So, am I the only one? Hell no. I could name you a list. I could name you a state. So come on now, guys. There's so much more, topics and just crazy things that are done in Hollywood, political or not, that you could complain about. But if some actor wants to, post something that he disagrees with, he's got that right, just like the other side. This doesn't ruin his reputation. This doesn't ruin, the films or the shows that he's portraying a character in. Nope. It's not. It's going to be here for a very, very long time. And, that's just how it is. Just think about it. As many as are people against what he said, there's twice more that back his, stance on, political groups and whatnot. And like I said, it's just kind of how it is. Hey, look, I just tell it, how I see it. And if you don't like it, I mean, tough. Like I said, we live here. This is America. We could do stuff like that. Sorry. Like I said, I don't agree with, the whole bickering back and forth. But, this is kind of the norm for right now. Like, we're dealing with so much more that deserves a lot of attention. But something as, like I said, Pedro Pascal, insulting Trump fans, you know what? They're a bunch of crybabies anyway. They'll deal with it. Whatever. And like I said, I highly doubt all of them watch The Mandalorian. I really do. Just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe there's a few out there. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know a million people, but I know enough. And that's that. But anyway, yeah. That's really all I gotta kind of say about that. It just, I gotta like learn to turn off my recommendations on YouTube or switch channels or something because, like, some people just push the issue and it's like, all right, we get it, enough already, let it go. But whatever the cause is, my point is, the bottom line. Whatever you say, you could say it. That's just a right we have. Okay, unless someone's banging down on our doors, or getting drones and tracking us, then we still have the right to insult people, or write how we feel about certain groups. That's just how it goes. We're allowed to do that. People will criticize on both sides, but to demonize someone and solely pick them out just because they have a really good show on and they're famous and you can kind of put them in the spotlight because people kind of like, oh, I didn't know that. Nope. You guys can ruin as many reputations as you want. You think so anyway, but it's gonna take a lot more than that. Just how it goes. All right, guys. Anyway, the real video was actually supposed to be about this movie on Netflix called Prospect, which once again stars Pedro Pascal. It's pretty cool. It's like a sci-fi thriller about this daughter and father team. They go to this uncharted planet in space. It takes place in the future, and it's supposed to be like a big payoff, like a lot of money, kind of like involved in this drop-off point. And they get there, it's scrubbed. There's other people in pursuit of this, very same, pretty much cash out. Pretty much like items and surplus that would make them wealthy. Another group of people have it. Long story short, lines get crossed. The girl winds up being by herself, the daughter, and one of the guys responsible for his death, you know, he gets kind of like caught up in the mess too, obviously. But instead of like working against each other, they kind of like butt heads, but they kind of like realize like, okay, we're on a hostile planet we don't know anything about, and they kind of like band together, and it becomes like a little adventure. It's a bittersweet adventure, but it's pretty neat. I liked it for a good, solid, sci-fi story. It's pretty neat. I like it. Um, it's different. It's like a one-shot comic, pretty much. There's a beginning, a middle, and end, and that's what you get. And I think that's kind of cool. It's not the best sci-fi out there, but as far as something new and fresh, I like the idea. I think it's pretty cool, and yeah, it's different in the sense, you know, doesn't follow the same trends. It's a very straightforward um, kind of sci-fi film, and like I said, I think it's pretty cool. They meet some interesting characters along the way, and the climax is actually pretty awesome too. So yeah, it's called Prospect. It's all on Netflix right now. If you guys are into sci-fi, action, thrillers that are kind of low on the alien part, not so many aliens in this. Okay, there's probably no aliens in this, but hey, it's a different planet. It's an alien planet. Put it that way. Yeah, get a chance, check it out. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you for the taking the time out to listen. I know it got kind of weird in the beginning, but like sometimes I have to defend people, and it's like okay, and sometimes you just gotta put your foot down. Like enough's enough. This is ridiculous now. Let's just act grown for a change. How about that? Let's act our age and not our shoe size. Okay. All right. Till next time, guys. Peace and stay safe.